What up? SoloRenektonOnly here, back doing some more League of Legends action. Wait, there we go. Cool. Playing some of this guy. Oh. Ooh, I walked into it though. Slap him. Wait, why are you still walking up, goofball? My cooldown's way lower than yours. Sweet. Not too bad. That sends them flying. The next minion that actually dies gives me level up. Walk away. So yeah, Q is basically Yasuo Q. Or Yone Q. Either or. E, shield dash. Goes farther if it's toward an ally. So champion or... I don't think he had a ward. You could have baited that shit easier. It's all good. I personally think this champion is underwhelming, mainly because of the ultimate. The ultimate just does not fit at all with what the idea of the champion is supposed to be, or they're trying to be. I'm not exactly sure. He's not a word it. It's like a tank. You're supposed to build tanky stats, and then your ultimate removes like a whole bunch of your tanky stats. Man, I wish I could have got that. I would not go for that. I think I'm gonna stay and get another wave here. Yeah, E dash W is like Aurelia W, where you sit there and charge up and reduce damage. But at the end of it, you get to pick a direction and you dash towards that direction. You hit a champion, it's a knockup. And third Q, it looks like that. It kind of bumps them and pulls them towards me. That's the W. You're unstoppable as you do that charge, which is kind of nice. Like I said, the E is a shield. And we can also dash to minions. If you don't dash to things, it's that first circle. But if you are dashing to an ally or a minion, you can do the second circle. I'm gonna go like this first. I was thinking about doing Thornmail first, but it'll be alright. Ultimate, kinda doo-doo. Kinda doo-doo. Oh, your passive. After you use an ability, you mark the target for 4 seconds. You basically hit them with an empowered auto attack. I love how I win that trade with 1 Q. Cool, cool. Hit the farm, back on out. We're just chilling. We don't actually have a lot of wave clear, so we need to let this wave shove into me. A little cautious here. Ow. His third Q hurts. Thing is, your Q is such a goddamn slow animation. That's the weird thing compared to like Yasuo and the like. Yeah, the Sheen plus the empowered auto though from your passive. You have a grasp on that hit too. It's big damage. The hell is that? I pick it up. Okay. It's all that remains on Aatrox. A green blob. Yeah, your ultimate removes... Hold up. Let me get this and get out. Your ultimate, you lose 45% of your max HP, 65% of your bonus armor, 65% of your bonus magic resist, and you gain 6 attack damage and 11 Omnivamp. And it transforms his abilities. That sounds impactful, but it is not at all. By transforming your abilities, now your E can go over walls and has a slightly larger dash distance. Your W gets reset and it has slightly more damage reduction, a little bit more damage on the charge. And then your Q, you lose the slow effect, but it reduces the cooldown from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. I'm fairly certain you're losing more than you're gaining. What is that thing? You see that question mark? What the hell? Where's that from? From the jungle? A whole bunch of new things. The thing I hate the most is the dragon and... Here, see? Look at this shit! That's so stupid! Oh my god, I hate it so much. Hey guys, let's vote on the objective that's up in a minute. That doesn't even matter. Oh god. I don't know, it's not a terrible idea. It's just so intrusive and annoying. And you can't turn it off either. Or I'm dumb and I haven't figured out how. Ooh. You get him here. Oh my god, how is he so fucking fast, bro? Ghost? Okay. Zooming! That was a little awkward. I'll grab my flash. Also, I think my ult kind of should have worked a little differently, but hey. Definitely not the most precise with this guy. You can still vote on it. It's still on my screen like an hour and a half later. Just in case you missed it. Like, let's keep this here forever. Jesus Christ, it's so bad. Maybe I'm just... I don't know. I'm too much of something today. I'm too feisty. I'm too easily annoyed at the moment. Huh. I mean, keep chasing. This is definitely going to work out well for you. It's accomplishing something. What is that thing? Nobody knows. Alright. Emax second. One prop I will give to Riot was, I don't know if you saw it, but there's flashing indicating what skill to max. That's useful. You know what? That'll help newer players. I don't think this shit helps anybody. Like maybe it informs people that those things are up, but you do the same by pinging the thing. But now it doesn't ping it. Look it! It's... Oh my god, I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I don't like it. I don't like it. Look at this. That's what everybody else sees. God, that's awful. Alright. Oh baby. Oh baby, that clap. I think I'm good here. Cool. Apparently that's how that works. I got ulted out of my ult. He ulted me out of this thing. Maybe you should make that unstoppable instead of the W charge. How the fuck does that work? Doesn't make any sense. It's like a Malphite mid-ult being stopped. Like, what? That doesn't... It's like set ultimate being interrupted mid-ult. Does that work? I don't think so. Pretty sure set ultimate breaks out of your, It's weird, man. I don't know. Underwhelming. Underwhelming. Underwhelming and, like, not very creative. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just being, like, salty today. I don't know exactly. I definitely do feel like I'm being a little bit, easily annoyed by everything. This feels so weird. I don't know. Feels like there could be something there, but yeah. Hard to put into words, I guess. one of those things that feels not the best. Just struggling to define it. See, these type of trades seem like ridiculously good. The fact that your Q doesn't cost a lot of mana either is quite nice. I mean, I'm denying him super hard. Alright, let's walk over here. Don't mind. My teammate warded for me. TY, TY. You're shitting on the Aatrox, the champ can't be that bad. That's a horrible way to judge it, man. Just based on if I'm beating somebody or not. We have no idea. This is the PBE. We have no idea what this guy's skill level is. You know, no offense to him, but I mean, it's probably pretty likely that I'm above his skill level. Faster dashes does kind of feel nice, though. Dash forward with the E. Also, what's the chance that he's played against this champion more than once? Probably pretty low. Oh. Dash on out. Okay. Let's get our boot upgrade. Are they gonna lane swap? I don't know if that's gonna work for you guys, but you can try it, you can try it. You can try it. I can't get over it, dude. Lose 45% of your... It's supposed to be a tank, too. So the thing is, you're supposed to be stacking all three of these things that it's removing from you. That's why it seems so odd. Like, this is supposed to be a tank, right? Are you sure it's not a bruiser? Because this is what you do for a bruiser. You remove things that you're probably not going to build too much of. You're not going to have a lot of opponent's armor magic resist. You're going to have a decent amount of health because you're building bruiser items. These are all items with AD plus CDR plus health. So it's a bunch of health, but not a lot of resistance stats. Those are the people that, you know, would probably want to use this type of an ultimate a lot. And then they would get more power on the other stuff. That type of stuff right there, and then if I had ult here, bro, the slows seem pretty absurd. God damn, bro. Damage kind of underwhelming there. On the Mord, at least. I mean, I did an R, so I was missing out on 24 attack damage. And then, like, here, why isn't the attack damage scaled based off of my armor and magic resist? Oh, no, it is. Okay, it is, right? I thought that was physical damage, the first one, for some reason. The second one's definitely... Okay. I mean, that makes more sense, I guess. That's still horrible. I don't care. It's still terrible, dude. And the other part of it is it's like you're using your ultimate. It's going to like make you weaker, right? But it's going to amp you up. So it's not just the attack damage and the Omnivamp that you get. It transforms his abilities, right? But your E gets like slightly more dash speed. It's like, okay, cool, I guess. And then your W goes from what, 44% now to 53% physical damage reduction. We need we need more damage from our resistance stats. That's really what we need. And we need more damage in the sense of like conversions into our, like this getting amped, this having an armor and magic resist ratio would make way more sense. Because then you incentivize people to build armor and magic resist for damage. So then you can actually use the ultimate as a thing that like balances between it, right? Because people are just going to avoid the negatives from this and gain all the positives. I don't know. We'll see. Just my guesses. By the way, see, I just turned that shit off. Whoever said that earlier, you don't get all your health and armor magic resist back when you turn it off. Where'd all my health go? I literally pressed R and like killed myself in order to do that little tiny bit of damage. Fucking doo-doo. Tell me this is good. There's no way. Strange. I think the weirdest thing is I've just never had an ultimate that's made me feel weaker before in League of Legends. I think that's the thing that's like throwing me off the most. I don't think I've ever had an ultimate that's made me actually feel weaker. Very weird. Oh, I pulled him with me. That's not good. Weird input buffer. The slow from this item just feels really solid though. That's the one thing I can definitely say. That and your Q, because you Q slow them and then you run up and auto them to get your Sheen passive thing, plus your I don't know. Then I like, it's all conditional movement speed too, so you kind of feel relatively slow. That's odd, I don't know. It may be cooler if you could like, your R worked like, maybe like how Victor Laser Beam or Rumble Ultimate works. Like I pick the target, but then I pick the direction I want to like ult them into or something. Like say the guy's here, I could like pick the person and then pick this direction. So it would like get to him and then throw him over this wall. Instead of like, you're all the way over here now. I don't know. It would obviously make it easier to position it, but it would just make it more intuitive too. If I can shield to him, It'll be okay. Gotta make sure I'm kiting. Not getting hit by everything. I don't really know. Like maybe it's for like unique, weird, dumb shit like that play right there where I can get out of like strange spots. I don't know. I mean, realistically, I wanted to kill them, not run away like that. It kind of took me to like a terrible spot. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. It's so strange, this champ. Very odd, dude. I don't know. This part of the kit feels fine. Just the ultimate. Maybe they do something with like the tuning, or they change the numbers around, or change how some of the yeah, I don't know. Just the numbers feel all weird. That's for sure. But then the major thing with the ultimate, just the it's an odd direction. I don't know. I felt kind of weird with the set stuff too when set first got released with R. So maybe it's like a me thing. Maybe I don't like do well with champions with abilities like that or something. I don't know. Like obviously over time people will get better with the R and like position it, like think about it more and position it accordingly like beforehand, you know? I mean, talk about crowd control, bro. Like that type of shit, yeah, that'll work. That type of shit definitely works. Yeah, and you can't even heal anything close to the amount of health that you use back with your ultimate. Even in that whole time. Oh, it's still flipping back to me. Oh, I'd be careful, bro. I'm dead. No. I always do that shit, dude. I try and play around other people. I should just be more willing to leave people. I don't know, I don't think they can get out, but like the guy can obviously get out there by himself. He doesn't need me to like run interference on his exit. I just need to trust that he can get out by himself and just leave. It just seems so odd because as you build more tank items, like okay, now I'm at 39 extra damage. But compared that to the amount of gold that I just spent on this stuff, like I literally could have just picked up a longsword and not spent all of this, you know? Get what I'm saying? Right? The last 2 items I built added an additional 20 damage to this. The longsword. Strange. Play as a support? Hell no, bro. Imagine you have low gold income on this champ. You have like one less item. We played a game earlier where the enemy had some fed people too, and I was dying very quickly in team fights. And I had like a positive KDA and everything. It wasn't like I had no gold or something. Also, maybe the... I don't know. That one's fine. You have that plus the W. Yeah, I think most of my hiccups on this champ are just come from the ultimate being a little odd. The rest of the kit feels fine. Probably because it feels very similar to other champions that are in the game already. The R just feels like too niche and weird. If it gave you better value, it wouldn't really feel that way. Like it needs to award you. It has to be more value than it's taking away. Like that should be obvious, right? It's an ultimate ability. But it needs to be a decent amount more. Like it shouldn't even be a question if it's giving you more or not. Like it's your ultimate. It should be giving you a lot more value than it's costing you. Most of the champions' ultimates don't even penalize them. I mean, I guess Poppy's an example. She can hard hold the ultimate. You don't like how this looks. Oh, of course. Alright, well I'm gonna leave. That's an underwhelming thing, man. I ult the guy from here, and it takes me through an entire fucking universe. But then that time it doesn't take... I don't know. It's, it's weird. It's a weird one. Oh. Ooh, nice shot. Pop this. Oh, I forgot how far that takes you now. Ooh, nice. I want to run this way, but... Wait, we have to ask. No, don't start it yet. We have to ask people. No! Wow. He didn't even ask the team. How do we know if this is the right move here? Oh, God. We need our jungle, though. Man, one of the only good moves we can do with this thing is run at him and press R and just ult him away. doing Baron. Yeah, pretty much. Grab this. Let's see. 213 damage. Underwhelming, but it's on low cooldown. When you're in your ult thing, it's down to a 1 second on Q. I mean, that's pretty fair. Q auto, Q auto, Q auto, and use these as movement stuff in between. Your W's up to 75% damage reduction when you're holding it. It's solid if you're after your ultimate. I think that's weird is, oh, I don't know. That's actually, oh, I know what it is. That's when I do this. That's why it feels weird. Ah, I couldn't put my finger on it. So when there's nobody in range of you, you'll just instantly do the E. But if there's somebody that you put your mouse over, it won't do it right away because it'll try and get into range of that person and then do the E. So like if I'm all the way over here, right, and I put my mouse over this, it's gonna walk up and then do the dash to it, right? But if I just have my mouse anywhere on the ground, it'll just immediately dash. Oh, okay. Now I see. Now I see. Alright, there's something. Got the hit. Oh, beauty. Healed up. Alright. That seemed good, right? Yeah, now I know what the fuck was feeling so weird. I mean, the ult still feels weird. But, yeah, the E was... I couldn't figure out. There was something that just felt, like, really odd. And I couldn't figure it out. I don't know if you remember, like, Annie. Her W used to work. Like, a lot of champions work in this way. When they streamlined it a while ago to make them all work the same way, basically. Like, if you're max range, it's just going to cast it at max range. It's not going to make you walk up until you are in range and then cast it. Like, that's something they removed a while ago. It makes sense for this, though. It does make sense. But now that I know it works that way, it's easier to, like, realize why my champion's not moving when I hit a button. My mouse might be imprecise and it might be over somebody. Like right here, if I wanted to, like, get closer, you know, I would have to move my mouse here, because if I put it, like, here, it wouldn't work. It would run me forward. I'm seeing. I think it's fine if I can get over here and heal. It feels good in spots like that. I am 8-2, so I'm really wondering how it would feel if I was not super fed. Probably not nearly as good. It's probably like the most unsure I've ever been about a new champion release. I mean, the ultimate feels straight up terrible. But the rest of the kit feels like fine. I don't know. They fixed the ultimate and make it better. By the way, I'm just bailing. Hold the dub. Like that. Shield that guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can't move my character. Nope. Not as good. Yeah, I mean, 200 damage on a 1 second cooldown. Just at 30 minutes doesn't seem very much. Because it's not like I have any sort of penetration or anything. So it's not really 200. It's more like 100. So 100 damage when everybody's got like 3,000, 4,000 health kind of seems meaningless. Now this helps because it's max HP, so it's really the autos after the ability is the crucial thing, especially after we use our R. Then it's max health true damage, which, you know, 2.5% is okay-ish. It's so underwhelming, dude. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, Grasp is hitting harder than my ultimated buffed up passive thing. I don't know. It's odd. What's definitely not odd is not having champions balanced numbers wise as they just get released. Be really good for us. I just keep shielding people. Yeah. Like a front to back fight where you can just keep like, I don't know. I feel like a meatball team comp would be pretty good for this guy. Because you just like ball up with them, with your teammates, and you just keep spamming shield over and over again. When you're giving somebody else, dude, you're giving yourself a 450 health shield and somebody else on your team a 450 health shield every 5 seconds. That's a lot of extra stats to get through. You know, then you add in your disruption. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like these are good. This feels like the build slash ult stuff is weird. Ooh. Well, that's good. Shield MF. Cool. Shield this guy. I'm waiting to W their backline. When they walk up, there you go. E forward. Cute. E. Uh-oh. Shield. Yeah, I don't think it would make a good support because you're just not going to have enough gold income, but I don't know. I'm sure people can make it work. I thought I was getting a tank top. This doesn't really... This just doesn't feel thematic to the champion. The rest of the kit seems like it works, but the R just is like, I don't... It should belong on somebody else. Like, it should belong on like a bruiser champion, and then you shouldn't even have the armor and magic resist amping up the damage part. It seems odd too. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm sure they can finesse the numbers on the R to make it more fitting. It really just feels like it doesn't belong on the champion at all. I think that's what really throws me off. But maybe with number tuning, it makes more sense. This Q, W, and E feels awesome though. Like, I don't know. Number tuning maybe, sure. But they feel pretty cool. Like, it's... I don't know. I feel like how I would feel on Poppy spamming Q underneath somebody and like meleeing the shit out of them with like Sheen proc items. You know, it has that feel. That's good. But yeah, the R's is an odd thing. Odd thing on the champ. Odd thing on like a tank champ. Now I guess if you're going for unique, different stuff, that's cool. But I'm trying to figure out like the points where it's going to be very valuable. It could be decent for setting up escapes, but if people are smart, they're going to realize and position accordingly. Now you do have your E and your W to like, and you're slowing them constantly. So it's kind of easy to get behind them and then make a play like that maybe. Probably easier than it is on set. But I really think my idea of like being able to cast your R on the person and then pick the direction that you want to take them. Like, I think that would be the coolest thing. Because then it matters way less about where you position your character. Well, I don't know. Maybe they want that to be a thing. I don't know. There's a lot to think about with this champ. I just wish Riot did that thinking beforehand. But hey, all right. GG Upload. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe for more content like this. If you're watching a live stream, GG Upload. Thanks for watching. Peace.